Can we put our hands together to welcome our teachers? Greetings. I cordially welcome the principal of Kavanagasau College.
The head teacher of Kavanagasau Dharam Primary School, the principal of Kavanagasau College, the board of governors, reps for Fiji kids, parents, guardians, invited guests, well-wishers, sponsors, and of course our dear students. Namaste and a very good evening to you all. Like I've said, I'm so happy to be here, and I'm so happy that I was invited to be part of this beautiful function that in real sense is showing how celebrations should be done. And I think, I must say, people of Sigatoka, you just do things differently, and hats off to you. And at this offset, allow me to say thank you very much to all of you who have been here. And I must apologize if you have been waiting for too long. We were trying to look for the road to come here, but finally we came here. And every time I was asking my driver, are we on the right road? Are we on the right road? As we kept passing each village and its signboard. And he said, no, ma'am, we're on the right road. And now I know I'm in the right place. So, ladies and gentlemen, if we look at today's function, it's all about presenting awards to those students who have excelled throughout the year. It is also to celebrate the efforts of the staff. It is also to celebrate your participation in your children's education. The MC forgot to tell you that I was a teacher myself. For 23 years, I spent teaching secondary school students. And after that, I joined the Ministry of Women, and now I'm with the Ministry of Health. So all in all, I deal with people, children, and so I believe this is how you should celebrate that. Parental engagement is very important. Sponsors need to come in to support the school. Of course, the government is always here to support in the education of your children. And we, as a government, strongly believe that education is the foremost importance to this government. And as parents, I think you are aware of the things that the government has put in place, and the head teacher also informed about some of these things. And for us, when we are dealing with little children, I think the role that schools play in molding the minds of our little children is very important. And equal responsibility lies upon you parents as well. Okay? While the government has taken over the burden of paying school fees and providing assistance to you in the form of bus fare subsidies, the parents' responsibility still remains. And I've been told by the head teacher that the number of students in this school is close to 57, and then you have 10 kindergarten students. So I think the work of the teachers is made much easier, but dealing with little children can be challenging, very challenging at times. And as teachers, we need to be role models to these children. How we portray ourselves in front of these children. Children are going to learn that. Okay? As parents, what we do in our homes, children pick that up. The language we use, the food that we eat. Now, coming back to food, the head teacher mentioned that we now have a school health policy. Let me shed a bit of light on that. The school health policy was launched about 6 weeks ago, if I'm correct. And this was done in partnership with the Ministry of Education and my ministry, that's the Ministry of Health and Medical Services. For the simple fact that we have a lot of issues related to our health. Okay? In Fiji, a lot of people are suffering from diabetes, a lot of people are suffering from hypertension, a lot of people have stroke, and of course you're aware there's a lot of talk about NCDs and NCDs and NCDs. These are diseases that we bring upon ourselves. And how do we do that? It's our lifestyle diseases. NCDs, non-communicable diseases are lifestyle diseases. So basically that's a disease we make. It's a man-made disease. And now it's become a disaster for us in the Pacific, especially for us in Fiji. There's a lot of people suffering from NCDs. They turn up at the hospitals when it's too late. What we are doing as a Ministry of Health, we are trying to promote people from not getting those lifestyle diseases. You need to eat healthy, you need to eat the right type of balanced meal, you need to do your exercises, and there's a lot of other things you need to do. So we are starting with our school children, and we have this policy now which will make sure that the school canteens are going to sell healthy food. Okay? So as parents, I think you have an equal responsibility to see what is sold in your school canteen. If there is a school canteen. Do you have a school canteen? Yes. Or whatever. Or the type of food that your child brings to school. Okay? That's your responsibility. We may have got these NCDs because we did not take care of our health. But we must be careful when it comes to our children's health. Okay? The youngest diabetic patient in Fiji is 12 years old. 12 years old. The youngest stroke victim is 12 years old as well. So at one time, we would think, oh, older people get diabetes. No. Younger people are now getting more and more into these NCDs, and that's very serious. So we actually want parents and schools to partner with the Ministry of Health and saying, look, we are not going to feed our children junk. Okay? We are going to be very careful about what food we cook within our own kitchens, especially mothers and even fathers who cook. You live in a place which is known as the salad bowl of Fiji. Okay? Lot of vegetables. So Sigatoka should be one place. You have your medical officer here for you to guide. Sigatoka should be one place where people should be eating healthy vegetables. Lots of vegetables and fresh fruits. But what do? We end up going to the supermarket and we end up getting lamb chops and we end up getting So we can't stop you from buying that. You will buy if you have to buy. But our responsibility as a Ministry of Health is to advise you, eat healthy. Fatty foods are not healthy. Too much sugar is not healthy. Everything needs to be balanced. But eat lots of vegetables and lots of food. These are simple things. You don't need a medical professional. You don't need the doctor to tell you that. You know it. But why are we not doing it? So maybe when you go home today and tomorrow or Saturday when you're getting ready to go to the market, think, what am I going to put in my basket? If I'm going to the supermarket, what am I going to put in my basket? It has to be healthy. Control what you intake, otherwise everybody suffers to that. So that's one thing. 3 days ago, I think 3 or 4 days ago, in Fiji we celebrated, there was a big celebration. I think Sigatoka we had celebrations, didn't we? Yes, we had big celebrations, and that was celebrating the 100 years of the last ship of Girmitias that came to Fiji. Now you might say, why am I talking about Girmitias? Because you and I all are related to Girmitias, eh? Had they decided to go back, we would have been in India. But our forefathers stayed back, they worked hard, they worked on the sugarcane plantations, they made roads for us, and they gave Fiji that we have today. So we celebrated the last shipload of indentured laborers that came. Now, in the celebration, one thing came out, and that was the hard work that they did. They worked very hard under very, very tough conditions to make way for our future and the future of our children. So another advice that I would like to give parents is to tell the story of Girmitias to your children. Okay, if you don't know, well, read about it. All I can say is they were brought to Fiji to work, they were given false promises, or they are going to a place that is very close to India, and they were brought into the country. Teachers, maybe you can empower your students on that. It's very important that we know our history. Okay, and that has given us the Fiji that we have today. Third thing. Again, on health. I know you don't want to listen to this, but you've got to listen to it. Health. Another issue for health. Please listen very carefully. Yesterday, the Minister of Health launched a very important program. And the program has to do with antibiotics that you take. It's called Antimicrobial Resistance Operational Plan. All of you know about amoxicillin, right? You get sick, the doctor gives you amoxicillin. Yes? Those small capsules, red and white, and here in yellow. So you get sick, okay, take prescription, doctor, what is this? Amoxicillin. So you take it home, you take it for 1 day, you take it for 2 days, and then you get well and you put it in the medicine basket. Now, there's a problem now. Listen, please listen very carefully. There's a problem now that has emerged. Taking too many antibiotics and not taking the right dose of antibiotics, not completing all the strips of tablets that you get, is causing a lot of problems. And one of the problems is that a time will come when that medicine will not work on you. Your body will become resistant to it because you're taking too much. And we have been told that people can eventually die because no other medicine will work well on you. Get that too much. Sometimes people say, one small headache, take a Panadol. Huh? One this. So we become addicted to it. So next time your doctor gives you an antibiotic, please complete the dose. If he gives you 2 strips or 3 strips, it's 2 times a day or 3 times a day, complete that dose. Not that somebody else gets sick and says, oh, the antibiotic is here, you can take it. You can't share antibiotics. Right? So these are simple things that is going to assist us probably live longer and live healthy, apart from eating well. Stay healthy, exercise, eat well. You don't need to go to the doctor. Right? Not every cure can be found at the hospital. Sometimes simple things can be cured with the way that we live. I know some of you might think, okay, this is how we've been living. Small thing, run to the health center. Small thing, run to the health center. Oh, we have the health center to service you. But there are a lot of things, people, that you can do. You can teach your children to do. Right? Then, coming back to the awards again, this year the theme Quality Education for Sustainable Future is very much in line with our government's theme. And last year the government minister visited it? Okay. And I'm sure the little ones won't understand. Oh, well, they might understand what I'm going to say. But I'm going to say that every child needs to be rewarded, whether he comes first, second, third, fourth or fifth. Do not be disappointed if your child does not receive an award. That child should always be special to you. Right? And for those children who are going to receive awards, congratulations, you've done very well. For those who are not going to receive, don't be disheartened, there's always the next year. And to the teachers, if I may say, thank you very much for molding our children. And I think you also need to celebrate the awards thing. I've already said to the parents, work with the government, work with the school to see that we give our children the very best. And I've also discussed some of the issues with the head teacher, okay, and some of the issues are transportation issues. But I've been told that the government, through the government's assistance, you have RSL services that brings your children to school. But all in all, I've seen that the houses are very isolated. You live very far away. Okay? So please monitor the movement of your children, especially your girls. What time your child leaves home, what time your child comes home. Okay? There are many cases that comes to our attention where bad things have happened to our children. We don't want that to happen to any of our children from this region. So be vigilant, okay? If you need to go pick your child from the roadside, please be there to pick your children. And festivals, Christmas is coming around, school is going to break. Again, I would advise you to monitor where your children are, who your children are with, and to see that we can keep them safe. Okay, I know you all want to see the trophies go to your children, so I'll just shut my mouth now and let the award ceremonies go. But all in all, thank you very much, and it's a pleasure being here. Please look after your families. Look after your children, look after your health, look after your senior and elderly citizens. It's also very important. And see how best you can contribute to the development of Kavanagasau, to your school and to the lives of your families. On that note, I'd also like to wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas and enjoy the festivities with Christmas and a prosperous 2017. And may I be invited to come again in the daytime to enjoy this area. So thank you very much and stay safe. God bless you.
Secondly, I would like to thank our chief guest who has taken out her valuable time from her very busy schedule to be with us today. Thank you, madam. Podium and also for donating $200 in cash. Mr. Hiten Kumar for donating $50. Mrs. Ratishma Prasad for providing lunch.
I'll give you this.
Jaisal Aryan Chan.
एक चुम्मा तब हाँ हमें दे दे हाँ बोल खड़ा हो एक चुम्मा तब जल्दी एक चुम्मा हाँ हम दे दे हाँ बोल इसके हम तुम्हें दे
Ishan Anand Gosai.